I'm Bernie with Country Place Greenhouse, located directly across from Lebanon Springfield Airport. Today I'd like to go ahead and kind of go away from the greenhouse and take a look at a very special place that Louis Medley's had. And Louis, you have this lodge up here, hunting lodge, and I know you decorated a lot of flowers we'll show off later on. But what do you do exactly here at this hunting lodge?
Okay, what we do here is I retired from a manufacturing facility about 3 years ago with a passion that I've always had for years of hunting. And of course, everybody needs a niche. So I started this whitetail haven hunting operation here in southern Kentucky. I have clients that come in from all over the United States to hunt whitetail deer, turkey, and we have big dove hunts. So that's what we do here. They come for like a vacation for a week at a time, and we have a full-time chef in the facility when they're here. And they stay and enjoy themselves, and of course their main purpose here is to relax and kill that big trophy buck from Kentucky.
Well, I think that you have an ample opportunity. How many acres you got here in this main farm? And then you said you had another farm off in the distance?
There's approximately 95 to 100 acres here on the home place farm, and then we have another adjoining farm that I lease that is approximately 400 acres and another 900 acres over in Bradfordsville, Kentucky, that our clients hunt on.
Now, within this room, I see a lot of trophies. Did you kill all these?
The trophies come from the farms. These are not some of the bigger trophies that we have, but we have had a elk that was given to us as a memento for the lodge, and we also have a moose that was given to us to supplies for the hunters to look at.
Now, one of the neat aspects of this lodge is you go upstairs about, 3 stories up, and you got a lookout. And maybe later on you can take a picture up there and show just what it looks like. The hunters can get up there and look around in the morning or whatever at evening and see what's out there. Is that correct?
Yeah, we have what we call a tupelo that's on the 3rd floor. It's about a 12 by 12 area that we have a spotting scope up there that they can actually go up and drink their coffee early in the mornings when they're not hunting or if it's raining or something. And actually they can see the peripheral view all the way around this piece of property and about see the whole 90-some acres.
Now, is this room, where they tell all the stories?
This is where all the stories are told at the end of the day or the beginning of the day of what's going to happen and how big a deer they're going to kill and what they've seen on the previous day. We only have approximately 8 hunters here a week. That way we can keep it in a family atmosphere type situation. We all sit down and eat together, and we all sit down and lie together.
There you go. There you go. Now, you also have bow hunting too? Starts off with bow hunting?
We have bow hunting that starts in September, and then of course our gun season starts in the 12th of November this year.
Okay, so this gives you a good idea what he does here at the lodge and also in the hunting area. Now, what I want to do is take you outside today and show you what Louis done with setting up some flowers and all and making the place more attractive. And it's something that you can do at your home. And these are what we're into right now. And also, we'd like to talk a little bit about mums that are coming along. And we have cabbage and cauliflower coming along also. First, we're going to start off outside here. We're going to take a look at what I said about the mums. These are garden mums that are coming along. There is some degree of hardiness in all the garden mums, and that's what's pretty much grown across the state of Kentucky, well across the United States really. But there is a patio pot and there's a 9-inch pot that we have coming. They're really doing excellent. And matter of fact, a person can buy them right now a little bit earlier if you want to, and they've already been treated and pinched and all. They're ready to go, and you can go ahead, and that way they'll flower in a natural season whenever you need them. Now, I think that what Louis done out here, he's set around patio pots. You can see the patio pots set around on his porch. That adds a lot to it. You've got hanging baskets on the porch itself, and they're something that can be taken care of relatively easy. It does take a little bit of time, as you well know. Watering is going to become more crucial probably as this hot weather starts coming our way. And it's better to water your hanging baskets probably in the morning. That way they look a lot better when you get home from work. If you water them at night, generally speaking, they probably will be wilted because of the heat of the day. We have some upright ferns, the Kimberly Queen ferns. They're good for upright, and we do have them on sale right now. We have them 2 for a price for $13.50. So that's a real good deal. We have a few too many, probably don't want to overwinter, and we'd like to go ahead and move them out. Now, another good plant that we have that he's planted is a begonia, a dragon wing begonia. Now, he's used them here. Now, they're not full size yet, but they will be quite large. They'll get up, probably 2-3 feet tall by the time summer's over with. You can see them downtown in Lebanon. We use them on both sides of the street, and mainly with the dragon wing, you don't want it to have sun all day. It will tolerate a half a day of sun, and they make an excellent plant. Matter of fact, they're almost too growthy sometimes. You have to kind of, trim them just a tad. Now, as we move around, we can take a look at maybe across the yard. He's got some little buildings out here and a little pond, but it's where he's put hanging baskets out. And I don't know if we get a shot of it, but way out there by that wagon, he's got some vinca planted around that wagon, and that makes it look real attractive. Of course, that wagon helps out a little bit in the whole scheme of things. And this is something that, small things you can use in your yard to accent something and put some flowers around it. It can really add a lot to your landscape. And I think that's something for you to consider. Now, over here on this side, we have some plantings that we helped Louis with back several years ago. We have this rose bush, which is ready to be cut back a little bit. Our good Japanese beetle has come around. And of course, you can spray that with 7, but that needs to be cut probably in half now with the Japanese beetle damaged somewhat on it. You've got limelight hydrangeas that are coming on. They're really, really pretty. A lot of them are just coming. And then we also have fire-powered andina. That's a good bush that you can use in your foundation, and gets about 2 to 3 foot tall. And then the liriope, or most people call it monkey grass, and that's another item. Now, one thing that has come on that he's got here that's really, really looks good right now is the crepe myrtle. Now, crepe myrtles can be used about any time they start flowering, right around now, or maybe a little bit earlier. Some of them do, maybe a little later. And that's a bush that can be kept down in size because it always flowers on a new wood, so you don't have to be afraid of cutting back a little bit on it in the spring when it's starting to grow. But they will get, of course, they will get quite large. They will get 8 or 10 foot tall for a lot of them. Now we'll move around front, just like this piece of wood here. That it kind of accents with in your landscape and makes it look a little nicer, where you can just something that'll call attention to everything, and yet again not take away from the total picture of what you're trying to accomplish. Here we have some hydrangeas. These are getting ready to bloom. As we move up here, you can see the next one, it's got a bloom on it. Now, hydrangeas pose a real challenge for a lot of people. Sometimes they bloom real good, sometimes they don't bloom real good. I'm not sure if there's any set thing we can really tell you. You can leave the old wood grow on them, and then when they start blooming, then you can cut, like up here, you can cut the bloom off of it and possibly they'll rebloom. And they do very well in the greenhouse. I can produce them in the greenhouse, and they bloom like crazy in the greenhouse. But they're quite beautiful. Now, you could probably go to the limelight and bobo, and that's a little different type of hydrangea. And there are some newer ones coming up. We'll be taking a look at them, and maybe we can start carrying some things which will provide a little bit more reliability as far as the blooming goes. Now, here is a tree which I really like, Japanese maple. It sometimes gets a little bit of leaf damage, maybe of the heat and all, but it's a type of tree that does stay relatively small, It's a real nice accent tree, like in a corner like Louis has it here, or you can use it out in the yard or around some bushes. It used to be where you could buy them very, very reasonable. Now I haven't been able to buy them quite as reasonable as I have maybe 5 years ago. But it's a tree that will grow and will develop into an excellent specimen for you. I have a friend that has them in a little corner by their house, and they keep it trimmed up. They're very trimmable, and it looks beautiful all the time. Here's a pretty basket. The billion bells, or excuse me, the calabacoas, they are a real pretty basket, and it's something that has added attraction. But the best basket this time of year is the vinca basket. Well, I'm Bernie with Country Place. I'd like to thank you for joining us today for our program, and we're directly across from Lebanon Springfield Airport.